And not just a trilateral summit, but South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol yet separately met on Sunday his counterparts from the U.S. and Japan. North Korea and the U.S. Inflation Reduction Act topped the agenda with Biden, while pending issues were discussed with Kishida. Our Yoon Jung-min with this report.
Some 6 months after their first bilateral summit in Seoul, Presidents Yoon Suk-yeol and Joe Biden were back at the summit table, this time in Phnom Penh, on the margins of the ASEAN summits for talks that lasted for 50 minutes. Topping the agenda, an airtight South Korea-U.S. joint defense posture in the face of an unprecedented level of threats posed by North Korea, and a warning that the regime will be met with overwhelming force involving every possible means if there's any use of nuclear weapons. It's in line with this consensus that consultations remain active between the two allies to strengthen extended deterrence. Also addressed were concerns by South Korean electric car makers, as Mr. Biden said, according to Seoul's top office, that Washington should consider contributions by Korean car makers and battery makers when implementing the Inflation Reduction Act. The White House, however, only mentioned in a readout that discussions included the role of private companies in combating the climate crisis based on the act. Meeting his American counterpart, the Korean president made it official that Seoul will join the U.S.-led Partners in the Blue Pacific, launched in June to ramp up cooperation with Pacific Island states. President Yoon also sat down with Japan's Prime Minister Yoon-Kishida on the same day for 45 minutes, only 2 months after their first meeting in New York. In a statement, Seoul's top office said they agreed to continue communication to resolve pending issues in a speedy manner, apparently meaning compensation for Korean victims of Japan's use of wartime forced labor, rhetoric that we've heard before. The leaders saw eye to eye on condemning a series of missile launches by North Korea and agreed to work together with the U.S. and deal with it on a UN Security Council level. Yoon Jung-min, Arirang News.